Hi, guys, and welcome. Today, I want to speak with you about the joys of subconscious reprogramming and how much expansion can come from discovering your subconscious beliefs and replacing them. If it wasn't for all of the healing work and all of the work in self development that I've done within myself and all of the subconscious reprogramming that I've done within myself, I probably would have been a crack addict on the street. Like, I probably would not be where I am today. I would have been in a much, much worse place. So I am sharing this because of so much gratitude that I genuinely have in my heart around self development, around inner healing, around subconscious reprogramming, because it does really have the power of shifting your reality for the better once we uncover what is in the subconscious. So, first of all, for those of you who are new to subconscious reprogramming, what is subconscious reprogramming? Put really simple, the subconscious is a part of your consciousness that is subconscious, which means that it is not in your conscious field. It's not what you're thinking on a daily basis, but it's the beliefs and programs that are running and dictating your life. So 95% of your reality is dictated by your subconscious belief patterns. And most people don't know how to access their subconscious, yet it is the engine that is driving your life. And it is formed from early childhood, from all the other lives, but mostly this lifetime, mostly early childhood from the age of 0 to 7. And we soak up all of the beliefs from our parents, from our surroundings, from what we're being told, and we internalize these beliefs into beliefs around ourselves. Now, unfortunately, we can pick up on a lot of not so great programs. We can pick up on good programs, but most of us, especially in this society, pick up on programs that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not attractive enough. And then we also get bombarded with the pressure of being super intelligent, of being super successful, of being super attractive. And we find this uncomfortable gap within ourselves where we feel like we can't be that because we have these subconscious beliefs that we are not worthy, we're not good enough, and all of that. So I'm not saying that all of that pressure to be perfect, to be smart, and to be attractive is justified. We should just throw all of that out of the window. But you definitely have a birthright of feeling good and whole in yourself as you are. And it's from that place that you're able to create the life that you want to create. Obviously, there's much more to it, but I just wanted to give you in a nutshell what subconscious reprogramming is. So to build on that, you have to be in a theta brainwave state in order to access your subconscious and to access what your subconscious beliefs are and to reprogram them. And then once we reprogram them, for example, change I'm not good enough to I am good enough, then reality will start to reflect this back to you. If you want to learn more about what subconscious reprogramming is, you can watch my other videos or go to my website. But in this talk, I want to share with you the joy of subconscious reprogramming and why it's so freeing and liberating to begin to work on your subconscious. A lot of people who have done a lot of work on themselves, they can start to feel a little bit like, oh, like they give up and this is starting to become heavy. And I've done so much work on my mom and I've done so much work on my dad and I've healed this and I've healed that, but I'm still blocked. And it feels like this never ending journey of just healing, and trauma. And that can feel heavy. And yeah, there's validity in that. Of course, there is always more to uncover and discover in ourselves. But the joy of subconscious reprogramming is that it flips the perspective into it becoming fun and exciting. Because when you find a subconscious belief, for example, I need to prove myself all the time, or in relationships, I have to prioritize the other person before myself, whatever belief that it is that you have, it's exciting to figure that out. It's confronting to the ego. The ego doesn't like it to be like, oh, I have that belief about myself. The ego is like, I have shame, I have guilt, I have self-worth issues. It doesn't want to confront that. So it's confronting to the ego. But on a deeper level, it's fun and exciting to figure out what your subconscious beliefs are, even when they're limiting. Because when you have subconscious reprogramming as a tool, then you can change it around. So just to relate and to share with you some personal stories, I had so much lack programming around my deservingness of money and financial abundance and to receive. And I had so much people pleasing tendencies. And I had so many issues in relationships where didn't know how to set boundaries. I didn't know how to speak up for myself. So much lack, fear, and limitation in my past that I wasn't even aware of. And once I started to get into subconscious reprogramming and start to test with kinesiology, which is what I use in the power method, which believes that tested positive form, because you can figure out which ones you have and which ones you don't have. And I just started to test positive for different beliefs. I was like, oh, great. And since I do subconscious reprogramming, now I can shift that and take it, heal the trauma associated with it, go on an inner transformational journey, actually just remove the belief, and then have reality start to reflect back to me a new reality that is reflective of the new belief. So, a little vulnerable share, I've done a lot in the last few years, but there's still more that is, comes to the surface for me. So, one that I found not too long ago was I tested positive for I need to be sad in order to receive support. And once I found that, I was like, oh, I can see that. I can see how subconsciously there's a part of my brain that is conditioned from childhood that experienced that it's only when I'm sad that I get attention. The programming that brings itself into my adulthood is I need to be sad in order to get attention, or I need to be sad in order to get support from in relationships. And if I'm not sad, then no one's going to care about me, you know? Oh, the ego is like, do I really need to admit that I had that? Yes. Plus a gazillion other beliefs that I've worked on myself over the last many years. So it's confronting, but once you find it, then you can look at where that came from. So obviously that came from my childhood where there was, negative emotion was necessary in order to receive support and attention, which is very common for a lot of people. So when that becomes internalized into an unconscious, subconscious belief, then that plays out unconsciously in our daily lives. And we don't even understand why we need to play out these different emotions, or why the subconscious plays out these different emotions in not always the most optimal ways and can be destructive ways. And your conscious mind is like, why am I doing this? This is not healthy. But on a subconscious level, there's a belief saying, I need to do this in order to get love and attention and connection. So of course it's doing it. It makes sense. No belief will be in place unless it serves a purpose on some level, unless the belief in and of itself thinks that it will protect you, it will keep you alive, and it will keep you safe. And that's why we can gather these kind of weird, twisted beliefs in order to stay alive, in order to receive love, in order to receive affection, whatever it is that we need to stay functional in this reality from the belief standpoint. So once we start to discover these beliefs, then we can remove it. So we can remove the need of having to be sad in order to receive attention. We can remove the belief of, oh, I need to people please in order to keep everyone happy so I can stay safe. And it's a big trauma belief that a lot of people have. A lot of people have from childhood that they need to, keep their parents happy if there's a lot of dysfunction in the family in order to stay safe. And then what happens is we are not able to speak our boundaries. It's easy to walk all over us. And then we don't understand why we're not able to achieve the things that we want to achieve in our lives, because the undercurrents and what's driving the car is that we need to prioritize everyone else before ourselves. So that's just one example. So the joy part is, yes, I get to discover that. And now I can remove the need to be sad in order to receive attention. So we're not removing, and I'm just using this one as an example. We do this with any belief that we discover is true for you, or that is dysfunctional and is causing disruption in your life. So I'm just using this as an example. So we can remove the belief that I need to be sad in order to receive attention, but we're not removing your ability to feel sadness. We're keeping your ability to honor the feeling of sadness if someone passes away, that you will have the ability to process and feel sadness in a whole and complete way, but without using sadness as a tool to receive attention. And then we reprogram the subconscious into, I can receive love and attention in all of my states. I can receive love and attention for being just who I am. I can receive love and attention simply for being present. I can receive love and attention and care regardless of your emotional state, that it's detached from your emotional state. That love, care, and attention is a default thing that you can receive, and also opening up your ability to receive love, care, and attention without any conditions around it. So this is the fun parts about subconscious reprogramming, because you become aware of all of these interesting programs that are running in the subconscious, and you get to discover where they're coming from. And you're like, wow, that makes sense. For example, if you were in school and you were bullied for how you looked and your appearances, then you can discover that that has no relevancy in my adult life. And I can stop shaming myself for my appearances and actually feel whole and complete and beautiful in who I am, and let go of the fear of feeling attractive in myself. Because the belief that could be installed is that if I feel attractive in myself, people will judge me and criticize me, and I will be ejected from the tribe. It's fascinating what the human psyche will do in order to stay alive, in order to function in society. So it becomes a fascinating journey of discovering your subconscious beliefs, and it becomes fun because once you discover that subconscious reprogramming is something that you can use, obviously there's a method, and that's why I do the power method with my clients. And you discover that you can reprogram your subconscious beliefs, it becomes fun. Then it's a game. What beliefs can I discover about myself that I'm holding on to? Am I not speaking up because I'm fear of getting hurt? Am I not speaking my truth in my relationships because I'm fear that they will abandon and leave me? And that stems from old abandonment wounds from when my dad left me or when my mom left me. Am I not being the full expression of who I am because I have fear of being ridiculed because I was so bullied in school? And then you can heal that and shift that, and then start to actually embody, instead of faking feeling attractive, faking feeling confident, faking feeling like you can express your truth, faking feeling that you can set boundaries. You have a genuine embodiment of being able to feel attractive, to feel that you are worthy of love, to feel that you are worthy of attention and care, to feel that you have, a great skill set in work, and that you're a valuable asset in your workplace. Because everything is frequency and everything is energy. And this is why faking it doesn't work. You can obviously you can do affirmations and you can retrain your brain in that way, but that is a very long path. It takes a long time to do that. When we go straight to the root and we shift it out, there's an immediate shift in your frequency. And that immediate shift in your frequency is felt by everything in the universe. It's felt subconsciously by other people, by other beings, and it's just known in the field. And we see this everywhere. You probably noticed how some people who are just genuinely confident, genuinely kind, good people, genuinely, have a whole embodied sense of who they are. They're just treated well, they're respected, they're spoken to respectfully without having to do anything. Because on a frequential level, it's read energetically by everyone that this is a respectful person, this is a kind person, this is someone who I genuinely want to speak to with respect, because they have the belief that they deserve that, whilst others do not. And then they are questioning themselves, like, why are people treating me this way? Why do I attract horrible partners? Why do I feel so horrible about myself? I don't understand. It's subconscious. And all of these thought patterns and belief programs are creating a ripple effect of frequency out into your reality, into the hologram of your reality, and reflecting it back to you. So this is the power of subconscious reprogramming, is that you can go to the root, the seed of the frequency, and shift it and start to embody real confidence, real abundance, real self-worth. And when you embody these frequencies and they're authentic, that's how people are going to respond to you. That's how you're going to respond to yourself, most importantly. Your inner talk will start to change. And because of the laws of physics and the laws of the universe, reality has no other choice but to reflect back to you what your frequency is. Because you can only experience that which you are a frequential match to. So another part of you might be going, oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, how do I embody frequencies? Don't worry. This is a game. This is, a learning process. And it's joyful to go on this journey of uncovering, these beliefs that we have and continuously upgrading over and over and over and over and over again. Because the journey never ends and it's not supposed to end. There was never a beginning and there's never an end. You're just continuously going to expand into more joy, more bliss, more love, more abundance. And when you have that mindset, that from now on, the more I work on myself, the better my life is going to become, the better my reality is going to become, the more abundance I'm going to attract, the better people I'm going to attract, the better relationships I'm going to have. It's all just going to get better from now on. Do you see what I mean? Joy of subconscious reprogramming. So that's what I want to share with you today. I hope this was activating you into self-investigating, looking at your childhood. How have I been programmed? What is it that I see in society and social media that doesn't resonate with me? What is my inner talk like? What do I really think about myself? Am I shaming myself on a daily basis? So you can start this deep self-inquiry and discover, whoa, I've got some stuff here that I can look at and start to flip around, because anything that is of disservice, you can switch around to something that serves you. And my life is a living example of that, because my life would have been absolutely horrible if I had not started to do this kind of work on myself. So I just want to be the living proof that you can have it better, you can heal, you don't have to have trauma dictating your life, and you don't have to have your past dictating your future. And it is totally possible for you to shift things around. So if you are interested in improving your relationships, improving your life, feeling more empowered, feeling whole in yourself, embodying abundance, embodying confidence, expanding your life and getting bigger and better. Also, this is a great time for the new year. A lot of people set new year resolutions. I think the statistics is something like 98% of people don't fulfill their New Year resolutions. Why? Because have they changed the subconscious? Most likely not. And then the subconscious is going to keep on playing out next year as well. So the next year is going to be the same. But if you want next year to be different, if you want to be a new person, if you want to be a new version of yourself next year and let go of the density, let go of the trauma and expand into more joy, bliss, and abundance, then the power method is for you. And I highly recommend that you check out my website, check out the power method. It would be an absolute joy and pleasure to support you in your transformational journey into your higher timelines, because there are infinite potentialities out there for you. Everything is possible for you. So I want to just install that into your heart today. I also have a higher timeline activation. So if you haven't listened to that yet, that will allow you to drop down into a deep theta brainwave state. It heals a lot of stress and trauma and worry, and it activates your highest timelines. So that is a very effortless little taster that you can get, a very powerful taster that you can get. So I will link to that somewhere around here. So you can listen to the higher timeline activation and check out the power method if you're interested in going deeper into your transformational journey into higher timelines. So thank you so much for showing up today. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself. You are existence, you are all that is, and you are love. And I will see you in the next video.